Yes. Ready. Yep. Good morning. Vanakkam, Chennai. How are you, everyone? Yes. All you must be working hard, right? Now, so far, what we have done? So far, we have gone after the concepts. We have gone after the presentation, right? Accounts, accounting concepts, then after topics, partnership, final accounts, NPO, company accounts, etc., etc. So now we are thorough with the knowledge. Now the next stage is the stage of performance. The real time comes now. Now we have to perform whatever we have studied so far, whatever we worked for. So everyone is ready. Today I am going to present some important tips, some smart tips, how to write accounts exam paper of CA Foundation, right? Today we are not discussing any content about the accounts, but today how we approach this paper. Let's start. I have divided this into three parts. The first part, now you have reached your examination center. You get 15 minutes. 15 minutes, starting 15 minutes before you can start your paper. And now the question paper is in your hand. The question paper, CA Foundation accounts paper is in your hand. So this is 15 minutes before you start writing your examination paper. What you will do at that time? At that time, we will act smart. How? Now, you must know about yourself, which topic you have done thoroughly, or in which topic you are very confident. So, in this 15 minutes, they will give you in the paper 6 questions. Question number 1 is compulsory, and out of another 5 questions, you have to attempt 4. Right? So you have to attempt 4 questions out of 5. So all in all there are 6 questions. First 15 minutes you have the paper in your hand. Now the first step is your eyes will go for those topics in which you are confident. Listen me carefully. Your eyes, you will search those topics where you are confident. Say for example, you are confident in depreciation. You will search that question and you will read that question. Say for example, you are confident in company accounts. Generally question number 6 is from the company accounts. You will read that question. You are thorough in bank reconciliation statement. Go to that topic. Read that part. So, in the first 15 minutes, what you have to do, you have to select at least 2 questions. You know, every question is for 20 marks. In this first 15 minutes, you will select 2 questions. of 20 marks each. These at least 2 questions in which you feel you are confident. You can attempt it very well. So step 1, in the first 15 minutes when at the examination center you have the question paper in your hand, what you will do? You will select those questions in which you are confident, in which you have the grip. Those topics you feel you can attempt in a good way. So first of all, you select those 2 questions and read it thoroughly. I'm not asking you to read the whole paper. I'm asking you to read those 2 questions. You know, for us, the time is the most important element. Now you have selected those 2 questions where you are confident enough. So in first 15 minutes, you will repeat with me what you will do. You will select at least 2 questions in which you are confident, in which topic you have the grip. And after selecting these 2 questions, you can say our 15 minutes objective is selecting these 2 questions. Then after second stage, this is the pre-exam stage, first 15 minutes. Then after our performance time, our 3 hours, for that we are studying since last 6 months. Second stage is your 3 hours paper. Now, first of all, you will attend those questions which you have selected. Those questions where you have a good grip. Now, you started solving those questions. Say for example, you have solved those questions in 1 hour. Look, if these 2 questions are correct enough, you have attended this fairly enough, you know, in the first hour of the examination, you have attended your 40 marks. Maybe you are secured that now in this exam, I'm going to clear. I'm going to pass. Why? You have attempted those 2 questions where you have the grip. So, in first 15 minutes, you will select 2 questions, at least 2 questions I'm talking about. If the time permits, you can select another one. And in the next 1 hour or less, you will attend those 2 questions thoroughly. Right? Yeah. I hope you got this point. Then after, you select and do the sum as per your choice, right? So step 1, is it clear to all? Yes, great. Now, after attending those 2 questions, you will go for those questions in which you have a good grip, right? And you will try to attempt all the 5 questions. Remember, you have 1 question in option. Now, tips to write the paper in these 3 hours. What institute wants, right? First thing is presentation. First thing is what? Presentation. Now, before that, how you can select the topic? Always see which part require part. For the selection of question, always see which part require part. Require part. If you read a sum on partnership, they have given the sum on the partnership. And say for example, it is a question on admission. Generally we prepare revaluation account, partner's capital account, balance sheet in the admission. But see the require part. They have asked you only partner's capital account. Then your full focus would be only on what? Preparation of partner's capital account. Preparation of what? Partner's capital account. Say for example, it is a question on BRS. You have to see the require part. Generally, the require part is given at the end of the question. Generally, they have asked you prepare the adjusted cash book. and then after BRS. Now you know the required part. First of all, you will prepare the adjusted book, cash book, and then after you will prepare the BRS. Now, whenever you read the sum, at that time, first is you will see the required part. After understanding which topic is this, first of all you will see the required part. Now, once you have decided your required part, next is about the presentation. If required part there is a ledger account, you will prepare a ledger. If in the required part you have to pass the journal entries, you will prepare journal. If in the required part you have to prepare any statement like in inventory, in BRS, so you will prepare what? That statement. So, first thing, at the time of reading the question, your focus would be on the required part. What is asked to me? It is not important what you know. It is important what they have asked. We have to answer whatever they have asked. And for that, what we will see? We will see the required part. Understood, everyone? And once you know the required part, you will go to the presentation part. Either it can be a ledger account, it can be a journal, it can be a statement. Now prepare that. So whenever you prepare the ledger or journal or statement, first statement in the books off, and then after you prepare the correct format with clearly indicating debit and credit in a ledger account, and also the right format for journal or the statement given. Don't forget to write the amount rupees in your statements and in your columns. Is it clear? Look, these are the small things but very important things. Now we are doing what we are going to do in that 3 hours. Now you have attempted some questions. Management is also important. The smartness is also important at the time of attempting the paper. Now you have solved some of the sums. You have seen the required part. You have made the right presentation. But always remember, first is from the required part, you will do the presentation. There will be either ledger, journal or statement, and one important part is working note. Now you will ask me, sir, for what we have to prepare a working note? Now whatever calculation you are making by your own, all those calculations you should show them in your working note. So once you know the required part, in the required part you know the presentation. Presentation could be ledger, could be journal, could be a statement. Then after that you have to prepare the working note for the calculation that you have made at your own. Say for example, in a partnership you have to prepare the note for the goodwill. In a company accounts, if there is a refund, so there can be the calculation of refund or adjustment of allotment money, that you will show them in your working note. So in your presentation, your main part and working note, these two are the important ingredients, and I hope you will follow all these two elements. Once again, we are in that 3 hours. How to approach the accounts paper that we are doing, and right now we are writing the exam paper. In that 3 hours, first of all we will see the required part and connect that with the presentation. In the presentation, either there can be a ledger, there can be a journal, there can be a statement, and then a working note. So this presentation part is over. Next is, if you fill, now I'm giving you some smart tips. Time management is definitely very important thing. Now, if you feel you have a very limited time in last half an hour or in last 15 minutes, and you come to know due to any reason you have very less time as compared to what is pending. Say for example, you have to attempt one more question and you have only 15 minutes in your hand. Now, the time is to apply our smartness in the selection of the topic. Now, first of all, see that thing for which you can get some marks. Say for example, there are A and B, and in the A part you are thorough with, so A part you know, but in B part you are not sure about the things. Then try to attempt those questions, in that B part, try to do whatever you know about that. Say for example, there is an NPO in the B part. What do? You prepare the income and expenditure account and balance sheet. There are some adjustments that you don't know in that NPO. No problem. What you do? Whatever you know that you post in your income and expenditure account, whatever you know that you post in your balance sheet, you will definitely get some marks. So, second point I am telling you is whenever there is a shortage of time, select that topic for presentation or for writing something, not up to the final answer, because you do not have the time to go till the last final answer. Then attempt that question for which you will get some marks for the posting. Say for example, final account is there, so you know trading account, P&L account and balance sheet. So you post the things, you will get the marks for that. There is a rectification of errors. There are 6 entries. You know only 4 entries, not the other 2. Don't worry. Write down those 4 entries. There is a theory question. Out of 3 theories, you know 2 theories very well. Write down that. For the remaining theory, whatever you remember, write down that. That is the smartness we apply at the time of this 3 hours paper. So, in these 3 hours, what we are going to do? First of all, we are going to attempt those questions in which we have the command that we have already selected in our 15 minutes. Then we will always see the required part. We will always see required part, and there your required part will decide your presentation. It can be a ledger, it can be a journal, it can be a statement. And with that, important thing is working note. If there is a shortage of time, you have to select the topic. Try to select those topics for which you can get some marks of posting or passing some entries, etc. So here, when the final answer is not that much important, but you can have the marks for the steps, try to attempt those questions. Next is the small things that students do not pay the attention for the presentation. Always write your question number. Always write what? Your question number prominently. Prominently, you understand? It should be legible at the top of your paper. Say for example, now you have started question number 2. Write down here question number 2. A. Now there are 2 parts of question number 2. Question number 2, A and B. Now after A, you should solve B. So if you start, you can start any number of questions, either question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, any of the question you can start with. But when you start with the question, what you do? When you start with the question, you have to complete the question. It means if you know question number 2, if you started with the question number 2, you know the A part, you have completed your A part. Now for B part you are confused, you do not want to attempt right now. Then what you do? You leave some pages for part B and then you start your next question. All of you understood my point? The small but very important point. Write down your question number prominently and complete that question. If you do not know one of the part, then leave the pages for that. Then after you can start any other questions. So selection of any question is in your hand, but once you select that question, you have to complete it full. If you do not know any part of that, then leave some space, some pages for that, and then go to the next question. I hope you understood this point. Okay. So these are the tips that you should take care at the time of attending your paper. Now stage 1 here, first 15 minutes, what you will do, you will select at least 2 sums. At least 2, I am telling you. Then stage 2, now you are performing. At that time, first of all, write down those questions that you have selected. You should write the question number prominently. You should see the required part, make the presentation as per the required part, like journal, ledger, statement, and also the working note. And then after, if there is a shortage of time, you apply your smartness and try to attempt those questions where for posting or for something you can get some marks. All of you are getting this? Yeah, great. Write down your question number prominently, and a small tip. This margin on the left side is given. On the right hand side, leave a small margin. Write down that, prepare one line over there. So leave a small margin on your other side also. Okay. So this is about for that 3 hours. Now, after this what? Now you are coming out of your last stage. Last stage is what? After completing the paper. Now you have given your exam of accounts, and at the time of leaving your examination center, then what you do? You keep that paper, you fold that paper, and then after keep that paper in your bag forever. What I mean to say, after completing that, after completing the paper, don't verify your answers with your friends. Your work, your performance has already been given. You have done your best by attempting that paper. That's done. Now what you will do? Now you will forget about that paper, about that exam. Now you will think about your next paper. So what you will do, this is a very important thing, and I would suggest you to follow this rigorously, religiously, that after the completion of paper, you are not going to solve it. You are not going to discuss it. So no solution, no discussion, no verification. All of you are getting my point? Once you are out of your examination center, put the paper in your bag, and when you reach your home, put the paper in your cupboard, and then focus on the next paper. Then focus on what? Next paper. So after the completion of paper, no solving, no discussion, no verification. All of you got my point? No calculation of marks. You have done your best, and keep faith on yourself. You will definitely get the good marks. So the 3 stages at the time of paper. First 15 minutes, next 3 hours, and then after the completion of paper. I hope you are clear about this, and I hope you will apply these techniques in these three steps in your today's exam, right? Okay. Yeah, in today's exam, you can do this third part, but not immediately, once you get your solutions, your paper corrected, at that time, you can see where you have made any mistakes. So I hope you will follow these tips at the time of attempting the paper, and this will be very useful for you. Am I right? Okay. Now, next stage. You all are, means we all are in a professional arena. We are in a professional world. Here, there are two important things. One is your knowledge that you are going to show them in your paper. But at that time, the second point you should not forget, it is your attitude. Now, I'm talking about next 15 days plus that we have in our hand. Everyone is with me? I've completed my first part of presentation. It was related to how to attempt the paper. Now my second stage. Second part of the presentation, this is related to our next 15 days, which are very, very, very important for us. Now here, we will prove ourselves we are the real professional by following some important tips. Now in these 15 days, whatever be the paper, right now we are talking about the accounts. Our first thing is no wastage of time. Now for us, the most important resource and the most important but very scarce resource we have is our time. Is what? Time. So now we are not going to waste our time, and you know better where you feel your time is wasted. So the first point in the next 15 days is focus. Is what? Focus. Now for the next 15 to 20 days, you can say till your exams, my only objective, our only objective is to give our CA foundation examination with best of our ability. And for that, the most, or you can say the only important thing for me is my studies. No one comes before this study. The priority in my life for next 20 days till the completion of exam is my studies of CA foundation. So I'm totally focused for my studies. My whole day, my whole night, everything is only for my CA studies. I'll study, then we can say this is our physical body. It has some limitation, okay? After reading for 1 hour, then you feel, oh, you are kind of tired. What you do? Take a break. Take a break, not more than 5 minutes. Take a break for 2 to 5 minutes. Freshen yourself. Then after freshen up, recollect your energy, regain your energy, and once again, you start with your studies. So the important thing is focus. I am not telling you which thing you should not do. You know better yourself. You know whatever comes in your way that is between you and your studies, avoid it. Let it be anything, avoid it. Okay, so you will be totally focused, and I know I know you people, you will definitely do this. You have done the real hard work so far, and for the next 20 days also you will not lose your grip and you will focus on your studies. So first point, no wastage of time, only focus in your studies. Now second and very important psychological point, the two things. Now during these 20 days, you are not going to remember your past. Oh, I have studied too much, or at that time, if you have given any previous attempts, I was very fool, I have not done this, I have not done this. No, forget it. So, no past, no regret. Yes, you will remember the lessons that you have learned from your past, but you will not regret for your past, you will not remember your past during these days. Are you getting me? Yes. So, you will not remember your past and you will not regret for that. Only you will learn from your past mistakes. Other thing is, you will not worry about the future. Oh, what they will ask in the paper? What will happen if I cannot attempt the paper? If the paper comes very difficult? No, 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 no. No such thinking about the future. So, no worries, no fear for the future. And also, no. Now, we have the dream. We want to crack our CA foundation exam. But we have that dream in our mind. But now, we will not waste our time in dreaming. We have only one work to do, and that is what? Study. That is what? Study. So, I would say you will follow these two psychological points. You know, as a professional, we should be psychologically very strong. So here, the first thing is focus. For next some of the days, till the date of my exams, till the completion of my exams, the only important thing in my life is my studies. So I will not waste a single minute of time. Total focus, total focus. And second is, I will not remember the past. I will make no regret about the past. I will be in present. No worries about the future. No anxiety about the future. What type of paper will come, whatever type of paper, let them set anything. I am ready to give the paper at my best. So, no regret, no worries. Only you will live in present. You will think about the present and you will work for your studies, your preparations, right? Everyone agrees with me? So, these two psychological things that we have to keep in mind. Now, in the second part, first I have explained you the psychological things. Now, second part, now the right approach in this 15 days, in this 15 to 20 days is, now you have gathered the knowledge. You know the concepts of accounts. You know how to solve the question on accounts. Next, an important thing is, this was about the psychology, now about your actual performance during till the date of exams or till the completion of exams. So now, how you will perform or how you will act till completion of your exams. Is, I told you have studied many things. Now this is the time. Tell me, you get the marks for what? For writing the correct answer. There is a right answer in your mind. Tell me, for that you will get the marks? No. You will get the marks for writing the correct answer. So in these days, the most important thing is writing practice. Whatever the subject you have, you should do the writing practice, especially in accounts. So now, you have already done all the topics. What you will do? You will select, you are going to do any topic. In that, at least you write one or two different type of questions. At least you write what? One or two different type of questions. So your focus would be on a writing practice. Okay. Now, the general problem in accounts paper. Accounts paper is a first paper of your CA foundation exams. You can say it is your first paper of your professional world. The main problem with the student, they cannot attempt the full paper, or they leave many questions. They know the solution, they know how to solve those sums, but due to lack of time, they cannot complete their paper. Some of the students have attended only, the smart students, 60 to 70 marks. And for the rest 30 marks, they were confident they know about those 30 marks. From that 30 marks, they can score 15 plus marks. Still, due to lack of time, they can attempt only the paper of 60 to 70 marks. What is the reason of that? The reason is, no doubt they have studied very well, but they lack in one part, that is writing practice. They have not written any questions. In mind, they know the solution of all the questions, but they have not put those things on paper. So, this mistake you are not going to make. You are, in these days, you are writing majority of the sums at your own. Are you getting my point? Written practice, writing practice is the most important point for us. Especially a day before your exam, at least you write 2-3 questions so that you have the practice of writing. Are you getting my point? Yeah. So, very important during these days, the psychological points I told you, this you will follow. Plus, you will follow this very important point is writing practice. And second, whenever you have committed mistakes is actually a learning point for us. Mistakes is actually what? Learning point for us. So whenever you have made the mistake, go through your papers, go through the sums that you have solved, and notice your mistakes, observe your mistakes, and then the solution, how you have corrected it. Because mistakes are actually the learning points. So whatever mistakes you have committed so far in your papers, in your questions, pay attention to those mistakes and find out the solution. You must have the solution for that. Then find out the solution and learn how to rectify that mistake and not to repeat those mistakes. So my 2 point for your performance during this period is written practice. And second, mistakes. Focus on your mistakes and how you have solved it. Correct? So, this is about your plan for next 20 days. Once again, let me revise the things for you. First part was how to write the paper in first 15 minutes. What you will do? You will select at least 2 sums in which you are confident. Great. In the next 3 hours paper, what you will do? You will solve first those questions. It means you are securing yourself that yes, now I have secured my minimum passing marks within 1 hour or 1 hour 20 minutes or less than that. Then after, in that, while solving the questions, first of all you will see the required part. First of all, you will see the required part and make the correct presentation, either ledger or journal or statement, and also what? Working note. It may happen you do not know the full answer, then try to attempt whatever you know. Try to attempt whatever you know. Great. Then after, write your question number prominently in your answer sheets. Then after, after the completion of the paper, I'm talking about the final exams, don't solve it, don't discuss it, don't verify it. After coming out of your exam center, keep your paper aside. You are not going to solve it. Yes, we will solve, but not at that time. After the completion of your exams, all the exams. Then after, this was at the time of exams. Now the second part, during these days, this 20 or some more days, till the completion of your exam, what you will do? First thing is, no wastage of time. It means what? Focus. For me, the most important thing is studies. For me, the most important thing is studies. So, you will avoid everything that distract your studies, and you will focus on your studies. And second point, you will be in the present moment. You will not regret about your past mistake. You will not worry about your future papers. Right, everyone? Yeah. And then, till this 20 days, till the completion of your exams, what you have to do? You have to focus on your writing practice, and you have to learn from your mistakes wherever you have committed. So this is my advice to you about the paper. Today you have the paper. Apply this technique in your paper as far as you can do and see the result, right? Now, before completing this my session, I would like to say something to you. Look, now we are in the professional world. In future, we are going to lead many peoples. We are the future leaders. So, our path is definitely not simple. But who needs the simple thing? Who wants to do the simple thing? So, in this journey, if something very difficult comes, then tell yourself, you are not a flower, you are a fire. It means now whatever the difficult comes to you, you are ready to face every difficulty, and you will attempt your paper very well, best of your efforts, best of your knowledge. No weaknesses, only strength, only fire. Right? I hope you have liked this presentation. All the best, all the very best to all of you. Bye. And you know, whatever doubts you have, you can connect me through WhatsApp and let me know. I'll give you the answer as soon as possible. Bye everyone. Take care. Have a nice day. All the best.